Hello friends, hope all of you are doing good. Today I'm here with a new video and it's on Realme Narzo 20 Pro, the latest 65-watt fast charging phone from Realme. So in this video we will talk about some problems that I had noticed while using the phone for a while. So let's jump right into the video and see what the problems are. Realme Narzo 20 Pro comes with a display of 6.5 inches with an IPS LCD panel, 1080 x 2400 pixel resolution with 405 ppi, a 90 Hz refresh rate display and a display having Gorilla Glass in front. And coming on to its camera compartment, we have a 48 megapixel main camera, 8 megapixel wide camera, 2 megapixel macro camera and a 2 megapixel depth sensor in the back of the phone, while in the front section we have a 16 megapixel main camera. The camera is not that good, as here you can see some photographs that I had taken with the phone. The colors look a bit oversaturated, especially the red color, and apart from that the photos are okayish. Now coming on to the hardware section, the phone has a MediaTek Helio G95 octa-core chipset and a Mali G75 MC4 GPU. The phone comes with 8 or 6 GB RAM variants, and there is also another option for 64 or 128 GB of ROM. Now coming on to the battery part, that's the most attractive part, the 65-watt supercharged charging that is included in this price segment, but the battery capacity is only a 4500 mAh of lithium polymer battery, and that's not at all impressive. However, the battery takes only around 45 minutes to completely charge from 0 to 100%. Now coming on to the problems that I had experienced on the phone, the first problem that I experienced on the phone was screen flickering. Yes, the phone have screen flickering just like the case we had seen in Realme 6 and Realme 7 series phones. The screen flickers at times when you are using, and it's really a big inconvenience. This problem is present in all Realme phones, and as of now we know that it's because of the faulty optimization of Realme UI, and this problem is easily fixable by software and firmware updates. Now coming on to the second problem that I had experienced on the phone, it's screen ghosting. Here as you can see in the video, the screen is showing touch response even when I am not touching the phone. The display is automatically touching itself, and this is called screen touching, and it's because of the faulty optimization of the UI and the calibration of the touch sensor. And this issue can also be addressed by future firmware and software updates, but as of now Realme has been really careless in giving out their models with problems like this, and these problems were also present in phone models starting from Realme 6 and Realme 7 series. The third problem that I had experienced on the phone is display bleeding. Well, as you can see, here is a blackish, ink-blotched blackish appearance around the camera notch on the screen, and it's because of the faulty and cheap IPS LCD panel used by Realme to cut costs, and this is the main source of screen bleeding here. And unfortunately, as it's a hardware issue, it cannot be addressed in any way. Coming on to the fourth problem that I had experienced on the phone, it's the touch response. Technically speaking, the phone comes with 90 Hz refresh rate screen, but actually when we are just considering to scroll the screen continuously, then we can have a visible lag at times even when the refresh rate is set at 90 Hz. So this means that the touch response of the phone is not at all good as the company claims it to be. The fifth problem is with the fast charging. The phone comes with a 65-watt super dart charging, and the problem is that this super dart charging only works when the battery level is below 80%. Suppose you are charging the phone till 90% and it only takes around 40 minutes to reach 90%, and suddenly there is a power outage. After 5 minutes the power comes back on, so the phone have to only charge 10 more percent to reach 100, and you will expect it to be done in 5 minutes time, but unfortunately the phone takes around 20-25 minutes to reach 100% from 90%. That is, it takes around 25 minutes to charge 10%, and it's really weird. This is because of the fact that the phone automatically turns off 65-watt super dart charging above 80% of battery level, and then the battery is charged by normal charging. Now coming on to the question whether this phone is a good choice or not, well, we have to just consider the following points, because then you will have a better clear idea on whether you should go for the phone or not. The first point is that Realme display quality is pathetic. The IPS LCD panel used by Realme is really faulty, have all sorts of inconveniences for any modern user. The second point is that Realme UI optimization is really bad. Now coming on to the third point, we have screen flickering. The fourth point is screen ghosting, and the fifth point is screen bleeding. All these issues are really inconveniences that Realme could have avoided if it had calibrated its software and hardware properly. Now we have touch response issue. especially the lag when we are continuously scrolling the screen, even when the display refresh rate is set at 90 Hz. And also we have another plus point, the only plus point, that is the battery charges from 0% to 100% in only around 45 minutes of time. And there is also a slight negative to this plus point, that is if your phone is having a battery percent above 80, then dart charging is automatically turned off and normal charging is only applied. So you have to consider these points and choose whether you have to go for the 65 watt super dart charging or save some more money and go for a better alternative like Poco X3 or some other phone. So now if you have any doubts, you can mention them in comment section below. If you want reviews done on any phones you like, then please go ahead and mention them in comments and I will consider them for the next video. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned to my channel for more interesting videos like this. Bye. Take care.